And the Labyrinth, one thing that I just thought I'd mention is that you do get the currency of the glowstones. And you want to pick up Mithril, Enhancement XP, and Lucky Hero chests. And if you've got extra, I would save the glowstone so that way in the next refresh you'll have enough for the next Mithril, Enhancement XPs. And I mean, I say this because what I noticed is like this isn't gonna always be easy. You'll notice that they actually have different types of what I would describe as, they're trials in a way. So like Cave of Monsters is only going to run off of pet stats. Glowstone Mine is only going to run off of cheap charms. Now, even with somebody of my stature, right, I'm in 13.8, and even with that in mind, okay, I can bring down my Lancer count, bring up my Marksman count, and still try and defeat this. And I'm like just barely getting by. And that's trying to make even the most out of the little itty bitty tweaks that you can make. And it all comes down to the fact that you're really kind of limited in once you actually hit that cap, so like the only way to actually progress is to either have had the best possible tier. So in a way, it's kind of, it's like if we look at the battle reports here, right? You can really see where like, oh, okay, so like my marksman attack is better and my infantry is better. So what I could conceivably do here is bring down my Lancer count, bring up my marksman and my infantry count ever so slightly, and it might help enough to win. But most of the time, you're going to lose. Unless you, of course, upgrade the stats that they're wanting you to upgrade. Which in this case, it's like, okay, so basically, my only option really would be to go through and, of course, you got to pick up your treasures. But it just goes to show that, like, once again, the Labyrinth has kind of brought in, something for you to do or something to strive for. And it's no longer like, how do you say, it's not pointless anymore. It used to be that, you could look at like your individual pets and everything and go, well, I could probably blow it off and it'd be no big deal. But now you're actually having to think about, your contribution to the stats on these is actually going to make a difference in terms of how you're going to progress in your actual hero gear. So you can no longer just kind of blow it off and assume that it's totally fine. But that said, I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to get Bradley upgraded. But like anything, it's a journey. You're not going to get there overnight. And having to upgrade these pieces and get up to 100, then to only have Mithril used and rinse repeat, it's no easy feat by any means. There is going to be some trial and error involved in this. And of course, I'm still trying to heal something akin to like 200 to 400,000 or so troops out of the enlistment office. And of course, if you're wondering how do you go about that, you just gather. There's not really a whole lot to it. But yeah, I mean, really about the only other thing, I guess, is, so in the actual city of your island, right? Of course, I did notice that you can at least grab the Citadel, and the nice thing about the Citadel is it'll bring up your troop attack, so, that's a plus. And plus, if you've got Hero Sanctum, then, you're gaining some stats, It's like, it's not a bad thing, It's just a matter of, well, like I've always told you, you want to save as much of your essence as you can, and then you can just min-max, like, certain buildings that are going to give you, like, attack, for example, and then go do the HP ones, and then do the defense ones last, But, of course, you do get these little villagers, which that in and of itself is always kind of, I thought that was kind of an interesting little dynamic that they added, because before I don't remember there being any. I'm going to be honest. So this is one of those things that they have added to the game here recently, which is kind of cool. So like, it looks like they're playing a game. They're like kicking a ball around, and that lady's, I guess, sweeping. And then you got this guy over here that's carrying a box, and we've got like, it's just, it's interesting. It's just like the little things that they've added, like little details like that are kind of nice. It's cool, and it's interesting to see something new, and kind of see how it plays out. Of course, I mean, even like on the island here, it's like, oh, okay, there's like a couple of people there. There's, it's interesting, right? Now, even though I do have all of that, I do have a chance to upgrade the horn, so we can get a little bit of prosperity there. But, yeah, I mean, for the most part, You know, it's just like anything, guys. It is always interesting to me how, like, well, so like for example, like if I change the heated pool and I just retrieve it, and you know, say if I retrieve that decoration, and then let's say if I just go in and go into limited, or well, just grab a city walkway, and let's say we move that walkway over here and apply.